And it's time for turn down service. My name is Joy, and I am writer of Undiscovered It Girl here on Substack. And this is our time where we come together. We do a little skincare. I'm just getting the vibes right here with a little Palo Santo. But yeah, we come together, do our little skincare routine. This is our commitment to consistency. Um, a practice, that we can actually put in practice consistency and how that starts to affect our lives. And also giving us a little time to do something special for ourselves. Um, Even if it's just a few minutes, even if it's just a simple skincare routine, it is making a little bit conscious effort to do something beautiful for ourselves every single week. So, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Whenever you are watching this, and I hope everybody is in good spirits. Time has changed. It has given us an extra hour, which gives us just, a little more time to do something beautiful for ourselves. We always start with facial massage here. So today won't be any different. I am using the dewy skin oil here. And I found it really interesting that I was really craving a little breakout right here. Um, a specific massage tool today. I will be completely transparent. But even with the big changes that are happening and everything, I'm not feeling 100% today. Not feeling like my best self, but feelings are fleeting. They come and go. Um, so I have really learned to not how do I say that? Just let them flow. Don't ignore them, but allow them to flow. And again, a practice like this, just doing our skincare, doing some facial massage, is a way to help kind of move those feelings and emotions along. So that's what we gonna do. I always talk about how, and so I was saying that I was actually craving this specific massage tool. It's made out of jade. It is a jade roller and it has these ridges in it, which help to kind of break things up in the muscle tissue. I like to get started right over here where I have TMJ, and the body does carry and hold our emotions in certain places. So I know that this area for me, um, it can really hold on to things. I've had a lot of issues in that area. And I was learning from my yoga class. I think I told y'all this that, you know, right here, like in our kind of groin area, this muscle wraps all the way around here, almost like a jock strap. And then that goes down your leg and all the way back up, all the way up the sides of your spine, up into the neck. Uh-oh, phone's moving. Up into the neck and ultimately right up here into this area. So it's all connected. And I found that absolutely fascinating myself. But one thing I wanted to talk about while we are doing this massaging is I put out maybe last week that I'm taking submissions for what did mom teach you about beauty? It is a question I've been reflecting on a lot. Um, and would love to hear you all stories, but I'll definitely start, and kick things off by sharing a little bit of what my mom has taught me about beauty. And I did write just a little bit about it in the piece. Um, Definitely check that out if you haven't already. But I was just thinking again today, like I've shared how, went through a lot in my childhood, losing my brother at 11 years old, effects of divorce, just a lot. And but one thing my mom, even though she and I have had this tumultuous relationship, one thing my mom has always shown me by example. She didn't say, Joy, do this. But, I can remember her being in the house and playing this like music and this workout. She would do these little, like home workouts, like just doing her little stretches and kind of having her own routine. And I remember kind of thinking how corny it was at the time. But, when I talk about beauty, for me, yes, it's things like facial massage and skincare. But beauty is also just an attitude. It is a lifestyle, and I think that as much as we went through, she and I, especially, with grieving, um, she was also an example of how to move through it and to not get stuck. Um, Sometimes that was a good thing, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes you move through things a little too fast, a little too detached. But um, I never judge other people. But when I am kind of looking at how they deal with the harsher things of life, any expectations, that we have about how things should go, being able some people get stuck, Um, and again, that is not a judgment. Some people run, you know. Um, some people are very rigid. We all have our different ways of how we deal with more painful things in life. And that's why I want to share these stories, because somebody may have a story that you can relate to, or you may be sharing a part of your own story that other people can really connect to. And until we actually share those stories, we don't know, why people are the way that they are, why they respond to things the way that they do. Nobody just is. We all have reasons and backgrounds that make us who we are. So this is the CeraVe's Hydrating Cream to Foam Cleanser. I've been singing its praises um since last week. That's what we're doing our cleansing with. This week I have kind of switched over my routine to a few like more simple products without any actives as the this fall weather continues to kind of dry things out. I find that my skin is really craving a lot more moisture and soothing. I think that's across the board with everything that's going on with me. So yeah, my skin routine is really just kind of a reflection of what's going on in life altogether. Ideally, you want to cleanse for 60 full seconds. You might be hearing the bikes outside. Think they had a second line going on today here in New Orleans. This phone just don't want to act right today. But we still don't keep we're moving through. Like I said. I love how nice and creamy and foamy this cleanser gets. It's really nice. But yeah, um, so I was just thinking that's definitely something positive, that my mom has shared with me. I'm also using just my reflections on this as an opportunity to shift, a lot of my inner thoughts that I've had about the relationship with my mom. It's going well right now and all is well. Um but sometimes all the time, those core relationships can really affect how we relate with other people, across the board. So I want to make sure that I'm continuing to condition myself to think on the more positive things about our connection. It wasn't all bad, and she is a human being, and so am I. We aren't always on the up and up. We're not always showing our best selves, and that's okay. We're human beings. This is the retinaldehyde by Naturium. You can see that I love this product. Probably put on just a little too much and putting it right here on that little breakout. By morning, it will probably balance itself out. Honey, the setup. Another thing that I'm doing right now that you probably can't hear it, but I'm listening to what is called the Sophia frequency. I like to listen to a lot of high frequency music. I have been I get in a space from time to time too where I'm really not wanting to be online a whole lot. I just find it to be such a low vibrational place sometimes. Um, this is the Cicaplast. Now I usually share the barrier cream by Naturium that I normally use that. This is very similar to that product. It restores the skin barrier, adds a lot of moisture. You're going to see that it will leave kind of a white cast. But that goes away. The ideal is to kind of put it on last in the evening at night. And when you wake up, you have this really juicy, hydrated skin. So it soaks all the way in. And this is by La Roche Posay, Cicaplast. Um, and that's going to be it as far as the skincare routine. I did want to show, and we're just talking about moving through skincare, moving through our emotions. Hi, Patrick Meal. How are you? And I wanted to just share that I bought a new, I'm trying not to drop everything, bought a new journal today. Um, I'm huge on manifestation, huge on manifestation. I've manifested so many things in my life, especially when I'm not feeling my best for whatever reason. Um, I have come to find writing to be such an amazing tool. Like I free write in the mornings. Just, nobody's going to read it. I don't even go back to reread it. Just free writing, writing down your thoughts, writing down your dreams, writing down what you want to happen, what's going to happen, all that good stuff. And I find that, like I was just saying, I'm listening to the Sophia frequency. So in the mornings, I also will listen to some high frequency music while I am free writing. And that is just such an amazing tool for manifesting. So I just wanted to share that. And it's always just such a, like, I don't know, such an accomplishment for me when I finish a journal. So I just finished one. and was actually really excited to go and get a new one today. So if you're into manifestation or have any questions about that, I can definitely go into more details in the future. But yes, just sharing that tool, because how you even choose the journal that you write things in is really important. And so, yeah, I got this one today. It's white. I like that it just feels like it says be well, and it just feels like such a blank slate, like a new page. We just started a new month, time just changed, and I like to wear a lot of white, and it just feels like the right journal to for this stage of life. So I'm excited about continuing. It's 444 on the clock. When I said that, everybody knows that's my number. It's right here. So anyway, thank you guys for checking things out. Um, Continue to be well yourselves. Continue to do the best things for yourself. Stay committed. It's a lot going on out here. It's a lot of energy going on in the world right now. Jamaica, heart goes out to Jamaica. Um, yeah, we got to continue to do the best things for ourselves and hold that vibration, not only for ourselves, but for our collective and our community. So, love y'all. Sorry, my little camera setup here just continues do what it's got to do, but we gonna move through like I've been saying. Love y'all, and we'll see you again next week, God willing. Peace.